What's going on, YouTube? Told y'all I was going to get you some videos out, some content and all. We'll show you today how to change the oil on a 1968 Harley-Davidson shovelhead. This is mine. I've built it since I built it when I was 17 years old, me and my dad and a family friend. And this is kind of the creation that we come up with. She is all custom. There's not a lot factory on it anymore. She is just an absolute beast and a blast to ride. Never put it on a dyno. I've never went through and there's mathematicals you can do to go in and figure out the lift of the cam and the size of the pistons and all that, and you can figure out how much horsepower it builds and makes and all that stuff. Not worried about all that right now. Not worried about it. I just know it'll run faster than you can ride it. She's got 120 on the speedometer, and that's about all you're gonna get, which is plenty fast enough to die. But she gets there in a hurry. She is a 1968. And the thing about 1968s, 1967, 1968, 1969s are, it's a shovel head top end and a pan head bottom end. In 67, they went from making the pan head to making the shovel head. And those 3 years are the only ones where the shovel heads share the same bottom ends. Which the bottom end is everything from the bottom of the jug down. Top end is everything from the bottom of the jug up. There is nothing in this motor that is factory. I don't remember all the specifics. I know it's got S&S heads. It's Ford way over. It's got a S&S Super E carburetor on it. It's got all Andrews gears in the transmission, which at the time those were like the best of the best that you could get. It's got S&S high performance oil pump. I mean, she's got a lot of old school goodies on her, but I like old school. That's me. It's got P&M brakes, performance machine brakes. These are hands down were some of the best brakes you could ever buy on for motorcycles back in the day and all. She's a good bike. I've had her for, like I said, since I was 17 and I'm 36. It's got progressive shocks on it. You can adjust them for your ride height and all, which we've got her level and everything. She is the kickstart edition, but she also has electric start, because for all of you that know anything about these old bikes, the ones that are built like this one, if you screw up and you don't follow through on a kick, you're going to be hurting for the rest of your life with your knees, because it will kick you back up and try to throw you over the handlebars. She's got a bow-legged Springer front end off of a 41 Cervicar. She's got no front fender, no front brake. It's got a 3-inch wide, 21-inch tall front tire. She's got 18-inch ape hangers. Strutless rear fender. The struts are supposed to go on the outside of the fender from here to here and hold your fender and give it stability and all that. Well, there's a little custom touch. We took the struts off and we welded the struts up under the fender, up under here. There's pieces of metal welded to give it a little cleaner look. The only thing that sucks is your struts go from here to here. Well, this thing vibrates like crazy because it's not a rubber mount motor, it's a rigid mount motor. Well, the welds broke from that piece of metal that's under here. It comes back here to this hinge. The weld broke back here. I was going down the road one day and this fender was doing this, going down the road. So I since took the fender off, took it to a friend, had him weld it up for me, and that's why you see this wonderful black Rust-Oleum racing stripe. I can't make my mind up if I want to take it and have it painted or not. I really would like to, just to make it look good. But the man that painted this motorcycle, he also painted our pan head in the back, and he has since passed. And it's just actually it's those blue tanks up there on the wall. That's the same bike, other bike that he painted for us, and he painted those gas tanks over there. I just realized that. Anyway, I don't know if I want to paint it or not. But anyway, this is her. We're going to have a lot more of her on the channel. She's a blast to ride. She will absolutely get down, stoplight to stoplight. I can hang with a lot of people stoplight to stoplight. But out on the main road, out on the highway, I get to 100 quick. Get sketchy over 100 because the front end's so light it goes to wobbling. But hey, 100 mile an hour, that's still fast enough to die. But anyway, I'm gonna show y'all how to change the oil, or how we change the oil. Is this the right way to do it? Yeah, it works for us. My dad's been working on bikes and stuff since the 70s. I've worked on them all my life. We've changed hundreds and hundreds of gallons of oil doing this exact same method I'm fixing to show you. A lot of people don't do it this way, and that's fine. You do it your way, however you feel comfortable. This is how I do it. If you like it, cool. If you learn something, cool. If you do it a different way and you don't like how I do it, let me know. You know, if you learn something from this, give me a thumbs up. You know, if you don't learn nothing from it, hey, at least hopefully it was entertaining. But first thing you got to do, simple, take your seat off. All Harleys, for the most part, have one single bolt back here at the back that holds them on, most of them. Some of them have them over here on the sides that you have to take off too to get the seats off. Just depends on the bike. And if it's an old pan head, or like this one's supposed to be that's original, the seats on the seat post, you can just flip it up and get it out of the way. But just take that bolt out, seat comes right off. So once the seat's off, you got your oil tank and everything here. I'll bring y'all over here so you can see a little bit better. So this is your oil tank on these old bikes, and the way they work, you have a return line, which is this one. You have a supply line, which is this one. This is your oil cap where your filter is. Your filter's under here. This is your dipstick right here. You know, so you can check your oil level, blah, blah, blah. But the first thing I always do is I come over here to this side, pull the dipstick so it can get air in it. Just set it off to the side. Take you a 3/4 inch wrench. There's a drain plug right here that'll drain this oil out of this tank. So break her loose. This bike is old. I'm not really too concerned about scratching it. I try not to, but you know, so you'll see me be a little rougher on this one than most of them. I'm usually a lot more gentle. Take your fancy piece of cardboard that you got. Put your oil pan right there underneath it. Pull your plug out. Now this oil is probably going to look pretty clean. It might be a little dark. I changed it right before I parked it, so it ain't got too many miles on it. Nah, she's a little dark. Ain't bad though. But this bike's been sitting for several years. I quit riding. I don't know why, but I just did. But get you some on your fingers and check everything. Make sure you don't feel any oil, see any metallic or anything in it. Oil looks fine to me. I don't see any metallic or anything, which is a good thing. So we'll let that sit there and drain. And while that's draining, the next thing that I do is I come up to this big oil tank up here to the big side. My hands has got oil on them now. I knew that was going to happen. But you got to take that big cap off. When you take the big cap off, let it pop up on its own. Yeah. Maybe she's been on there for a little while. It's got a spring underneath it. And this is your, like your oil filler cap. Well, you can add oil through there too. But always check, make sure you don't see no crap in there around your top of it and all. Set it off to the side. Now, the way these bikes are, your oil filter is right here in the top. That's your oil filter. Just pulls right out. A little bit of a drip, don't want too big a mess. But this return line right here, it pumps back to the oil tank from the motor. The oil simply goes down in here, drains through the filter media, and comes out through these holes. You know, it's a very simple system, but you know, it works pretty well, I guess, for these old bikes and stuff, which they eat anything. I mean, it does not take much to keep these old things going. Everybody makes them out like they're so hard to keep running. These are not hard. But anyway, just take your old filter, lay it in your bucket, dispose of it properly, however you do it. And here we actually can take it to the local trash pile and I had a dang rag and dump it out, and they recycle it and, you know, make whatever out of it and all. So, you know, like I said, all this is pretty straightforward stuff. It's not difficult at all. And usually, since it's still draining and all, what I do is I go around and I just kind of check all my wires and my connections, check tire pressures, you know, just kind of go over the bike a little bit, look at everything good, and, you know, all your obvious stuff. You know, make sure everything's safe. You know, check all your lights. You know, make sure your tail light works. Make sure headlights work, high beam, low beam. I don't have blinkers on this one, you know, because, like I said, it don't make it go fast. We don't want it. Check your brake lights. Make sure they come on, you know, with your foot pedal. And if you got a front brake, make sure it comes on with it. If you don't, like I do, you know, check your foot brake and leave it at that. You know. And this is just kind of the time to go over it and look at it good and just let everything drain. The bike is warm. I did run it before we fired it up. Before I drained the oil, I did run it. You know, fire it up and run it. So, she runs good. She really does. You know, she's old, she's ornery. But she's mine, she's paid for, and I like it. You know, if you got something that you like, whether it's a Harley, Honda, Kawasaki, Triumph, BMW, whatever, as long as you like it and you ride, that's all that matters. You know, if other people don't like it, don't worry about them. Don't let them people rain on your parade. You know, don't do that. There's too much of that crap goes on now. As long as you're riding and you're enjoying yourself, that's all that matters. She's pretty much quit draining. There's just a little bit of oil right there still on the cardboard. They probably make a fancy funnel to put under that and, you know, check all that, but who needs that stuff? Cardboard works fine. I'll take that piece of cardboard out and go outside and start a fire with it or something. You know, there's a crush washer on them. Some people tell you not to reuse them. Some people tell you to reuse them. This one looks fine. Guess what? I'm reusing it. So we'll stick the drain plug back here. Maybe. Oh. There she goes. There we go. Get the drain plug in there, get her started, take your cardboard. Excess old drip off. I'm gonna set him right there for the time being. I don't need him anymore. We'll take our handy dandy wrench. Make sure that's up good and snug with our fingers. And we're going to tighten this plug back up. What are you tightening it to? About that much. I've been doing this so long, especially on these old shovel heads and stuff, I don't really torque stuff like that. You just kind of learn how to do it. You know, don't take much. So, one thing I did forget is the funnel. Let me get one of those. That's okay. You can stay down there. Why? Help me understand why you won't stay up there. Please, look. What? Why? Stay. Maybe. Okay. Anyway. Find you a funnel that is full of, I don't even know what it is. Take you a rag, wipe the whatever that junk is out of there. Can I probably hit that hole on top with this oil? Yeah, maybe. Are we gonna try it? No, because I probably will spill it. I don't feel like smelling burnt oil. So we're gonna use a funnel. Put in there. In this particular motorcycle, we run VR1 Racing 60 weight Valvoline oil. We've run it for years and years, and it works good. We run 60 weight in all the old stuff, because, well, fine. You just stay over there then. I'm not picking you up no more. My welding helmet keeps falling. But we run 60 weight and all this old stuff. Why? I don't know. Because this is what my daddy told me to do. So, I'm going to get this honey in here, because that's what it looks like. As thick as that junk is. We're going to put 4 quarts in here. And then I'm going to show you a trick. This is where my oil changes get controversial. A lot of people say, oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. Guess what? We do it. We're going to take you, move it over here to this one. Let it sit there and drain a little more while we get a nudding over here. So whenever you change your oil, if you're going to do it this way, I'm fixing to show you, buy you an extra quart of oil, and I'll show you why. Like I said, this is where a lot of people get controversial. Why? I don't know. I've done this on everything from pan heads, Evo, shovel heads, twin cams. I do it literally every time I change the oil on a motorcycle. If I can. There's some a little harder to get to. I'll show you in a minute. Basically, what we're going to do is that return line over there that goes to the oil filter. I'm going to take it loose. I got another hose somewhere that I'm going to stick it into that line to give me some length. Then what I'm going to do, and this is where everybody goes, oh my God, you can't do that. Yeah, we can. Then I'm going to crank the motorcycle up. What's going to happen is, it's going to take all this new fresh oil right here from the tank. It's going to start pumping it. Well, all that old nasty oil that's down in the bottom end, it's going to try to pump it back to the tank, which is not much. It's usually, you know, about a half a quart, maybe, give or take a little bit. You know, just kind of depends. Half quart to a quart, just kind of depends on the bike. It's never terrible. But like I said, y'all, I've done this thousands of times. I'm sorry about that. Excuse me. I apologize. I didn't mean to run into y'all there. And I have a lot of people tell me, you can't do that. You can't do that. Bet. You know. Yeah, I know this is kind of boring watching me pour this old 60 weight oil. Guess what? It's part of it. What kind of oil do y'all run in your old classic bikes and stuff? We run 60 weight in the shovel head and a pan head. It's just what we've always run from the word go. They do good until it's cold and you got to crank it up, especially if it's kickstart like the pan head only. This one, like I said, we got an electric start. There's the button there. What kind of oil do y'all run in your old classic bikes and stuff? This is just what we've always run. I learned something the other night about that 26 Model T I was telling y'all about. I don't know a whole lot about them, so, you know, like every other human being, if I don't know something about something, what do? Google it. You know, Google knows it all. But it's a 26. This is a 68. I learned that they recommend you just use regular 10W40 oil. Yeah, shocker to me too. I just noted up, why can I not hit nothing in that trash can? Thought it was going to be some kind of special oil too. It's not. Thought it was going to have some kind of zinc additives. You know, everybody talks about all this stuff all the time, what it takes. But, yeah, it's not. And I just recommend regular 10W40. But, alright, that's drained enough. Put you in the, there. Pull you out. Set you on this rag. So now, like I said, this is where things get a little controversial. People tell me, you can't do that, you can't do that. Yeah, we can. And yeah, we're going to. So like I said, this top line right here, this is your return line. It comes back from the motor. Comes back from the motor. It's not the one that supplies the oil. It's the one that returns back from. So when you take this line loose, like I'm trying to here, she's a little stuck. It's kind of hard to get a pair of pliers in there to it. When you take this line right here loose, all it's going to do is it's not going to allow oil to pump back to the oil tank. Which is fine because you're still pumping oil through the motor. This is just a piece of 5/8 hose with a metal barb in it. I don't even know where that little barb come from. Don't know. But all you do is you take the barb, stick it in the end of this hose right here, like so. Take this hose clamp that is already on it and tighten her down. It's not going to blow this hose off, more than likely, but better safe than sorry. For those of you that's never had to clean up oil like that, it sucks. Just snug her up a little bit there. What I always try to do is run this hose over like this and just let it hang right there over your oil pan. So what you're going to do, you're not going to be able to hear me in a minute when I crank it up. What you'll do is you'll crank it up, you'll watch the oil. Whenever you start getting good clean oil out, cut the bike off. Like I said, it usually ranges somewhere between a half a quart, quarter quart, somewhere in there. Just kind of depends on how much is in there. So, like I said, you're not going to be able to hear me. Just watch the, try to watch the oil here. See if she's going to crank back up without me having to give her any gas. Let's choke it. Try not to foul the plugs on it. so big, it'll load up about a plug. Yeah, see, she's coming clean. It's that simple, y'all. A lot of people argue with me about that. Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. We just did it. That oil, she still got a little color to it. You know, it's a little dark, but you know, it's to be expected on these old bikes and stuff. I mean, it is what it is. So now all you got to do is finish letting her sit here, drain, let that oil drain out of here. Which is close enough. Let the oil drain out, loosen your hose clamp back up. GoPro, stop recording. All right, everybody. I realized through doing some editing last night that I thought I was filming me finishing the oil change on this motorcycle. I don't know. I got a sick kid in the house, and I was called away to go in and get him to take his medicine. It's not nothing too major, I don't believe. He's just got a little fever, and he just wouldn't take his medicine for his mama. I forgot to either hit record or tell it to record or something when I come back. I don't know. But I'm going to pick up where I left off. Even though it's already finished, I can still show you what we did or how I finished it up. But pretty much, literally the only things I had left to do was come back, hook up this return line, because like I said, it just comes through this little hole right here. It goes down through the filter, goes down into the oil tank, and that's how it filters the oil. This is a new filter for it. It literally just drops down inside like that. And after it drops down inside, take your oil cap, stick him back on. Make sure the little nub right there goes in the spring. Put him on there, turn him till it stops, and tighten it down. And at this point in time, you know, motorcycle, you've already run it. Everything's already got the proper amounts of oil in it and all. And you know, it's going to be warm and all still, so all you got to do then is pull your dipstick, check it. You see the little indentation right there? We are perfect. So now, literally, you're done. It's not hard to do an oil change on any of these things. And if you're doing this on a like an Evo or a twin cam or whatever, to get the extra oil out like I did, the oil out the bottom end, you can just take the oil filter off the front of the engine and crank the motorcycle up that way. And just let the oil run out. Now for that, I do have one of these little special funnels. It just sits up under the oil filter, and all the oil runs out whenever you break it loose to keep you from getting oil all over your voltage regulator. So yeah, that is a nice little addition. In case y'all want one of those, this is the one that I got. It's Gary's oil filter. You can go take a look at him. I think it was on Amazon. It was, I don't know, like $12 or something. And it's identical to the ones they sell at Harley, except for it doesn't have a Harley logo stamped on it somewhere. So it cost me like $12 here, and at Harley it cost you probably $25, $30. I don't know. But this is the next day, like I said, after changing the oil in this old bike. I had all intentions today of playing with this GoPro and trying to get y'all some more footage and stuff. I was gonna put a handlebar mount on the old girl and take her down the road and ease around a little bit, and you know, just get her good and hot and everything. And woke up this morning and Ira still wasn't feeling real good, and the weather is not cooperating at all. It is currently like 45 degrees out here and it just started raining. So yeah, that's my luck. But I'm gonna end this one here anyway.